Without proper time management, your time is wasted. And we don't have time to waste.
It's time to exhale and be motivated. Annie's Blue Couch. Yeah.
Hello, everyone, to all of you, Annie's crew. Welcome back to the Annie's Blue Couch. If you're new to Annie's Blue Couch, welcome to Annie's crew. Every Sunday at 3 p.m., I share motivating and inspiring content on how to embrace you, the good, the bad, and the special differences that make us all unique. I truly believe that once you have a grasp on who you are and why you're alive, you'll be better able to accomplish any goals set before you. Today, we're going to talk about getting our goals done timely. Now, before we get into today's conversation, I want to let you know, if you don't already know, that I've started a new segment on Annie's Blue Couch. It's called Funny Fridays. This Friday will be our 4th episode. Make sure you get caught up and tune in on Fridays just for laughs. Now, for today's video, if you haven't already done so, please like, subscribe. Don't forget to turn on your notification bell. And as always, please do me a huge favor and share this video with at least 2 of your friends. Do you remember that crazy movie Alice in Wonderland? There was this rabbit that was always late, always rushing, and never had time to finish anything. Well, as crazy as that little rabbit was, I think a lot of us can be the same way. And why? Well, because time management is a problem for many people. I want to give you 6 tips today to help you get on the road to proper time management. My first tip may seem a little strange, but I think it's critical to you understanding yourself and really being able to pinpoint your problem areas with time. So tip number 1, don't change anything and write everything you do down. Be yourself and spend one typical day taking notes on every single thing that you do from the moment you wake up to the moment you go to bed. If you spent an hour rolling in the bed before you actually got out of it, write that down. If you spent 2 hours in the shower, write that down. Oh, you spent 3 hours on Facebook and Instagram and another hour on YouTube? Write it down. Now, the point of writing your every move down is to see yourself. You have to determine for your own self what's a waste of your time. You'll find that some things you'll need to stop altogether, and other things you'll need to set a timer so you can do more productive things with your time. The first step to changing anything is always acknowledging the problem. So go ahead, be you. Don't change anything and write it all down. Tip number 2, change your perspective on time. The thought that time is running out makes you rush. You'll act carelessly and make unnecessary mistakes. The thought that you have all the time in the world makes you take time for granted and you get nothing done, continuously thinking you have more time. Instead of either of these 2 perspectives, I'm learning to think of time as a gift. Time is a special present for you to unwrap every single day, and you get to choose what wonderful things you can do with it each day. So tip number 2, change your perspective on time. Now, tip number 3, get a journal and write down your plans. You have to plan your day and plan your goals. Every single night before you go to bed, think about what you'll need to do the next day. Plan a time to wake up. Plan your outfit so you don't waste time trying on 100 things. And nowadays, that planning is cut in half, as some of us only plan outfits from the waist up. List everything that needs to get done and give yourself reasonable time frames in which to do them. Plan some free time for yourself too. And please, please plan a time to go to bed. You must get rest in order to properly recover and start freshly rejuvenated the next day. You'll need to plan short-term and long-term goals. And these goals work hand in hand. The long term is where you ultimately want to be. It's your picture of success for yourself. Maybe long term you want to become a lawyer, or long term you want to own several investment properties. If your long term goal is to become a lawyer, your short term goals would be aligned with that. Graduate high school, go to college, get A's and succeed every semester in college, take the bar exam, etc. You know what I'm saying. Your long-term goal is your vision for your future. Your short-term goals help you align your daily, weekly, monthly activities with that vision. And I like to write things down because it gives me direction and allows me to go back to it and remind myself what the plan is. It allows me opportunity to celebrate what I've accomplished and reminds me where I'm going and what still needs to be done. So tip number 3, get a journal and write down your plans. Now, tip number 4, prioritize. After you create your list, after you set your plans, put it in order of priority and be honest. Now, let me just say that there are some things that need to be on the list every single day. I believe some people, because of COVID and being home all the time, have wrongly removed certain things from their list of plans. And then they come to the grocery or the park with my children, and they talk to us. I'm talking about things like showering and brushing your teeth. Don't try to convince yourself that that's not a priority. You have to bathe and brush your teeth. We can't be friends if you don't do that. I can still smell it through the mask. Okay, no, but seriously, you'll need some everyday things to keep you grounded and create a sense of continuity for your day's flow. Maybe you need to pray or meditate or go for a jog at the beginning of the day. Maybe you need 30 minutes of rest with some soft music at 12:30 in the afternoon. We're all different. Whatever it is that you need to be consistent, do that thing. Put those consistent things in your day so that you help yourself have moments where you aren't thinking so hard, because it's just part of the daily process. Based on your long and short-term goals, you may have several slots on your list that remain the same for a particular period of time, but then change as you accomplish that particular goal and move on to another. So tip number 4, prioritize. Tip number 5, evaluate. Every single night, evaluate that day. Where did you spend more time? Was that more time necessary? If so, you may have to give yourself more time the next day. Did something that you thought would be an hour take only 30 minutes? Give yourself less time the next day. Review and adjust. Tweak what needs to be tweaked until you get into a comfortable routine. Now, tip number 6, give yourself grace. There will be days where unexpected things throw you off your plan. Don't beat yourself up. When that day is over, check off the good, be honest about the bad, and the unexpected, well, that's what the grace is for. Your plans are like the map. Remember before we had GPS? Like, our GPS tells us where to go. If we make a mistake, it just reroutes. We lose a few minutes here and there. But before we had GPS, we would type into Google. Actually, it wasn't Google. It was MapQuest. We would type into MapQuest. Do y'all remember MapQuest? If you remember MapQuest, leave me a comment down below. So we would type into MapQuest and put in our current location, put in our destination, and then print out the step-by-step that MapQuest gave us to get to wherever we were going. Now, the thing with MapQuest that's not like the GPS, our GPSs are run by satellites, and the satellites give updates, like really quick, rapid updates. So while you're driving, you don't even know that it's changed something, or sometimes you're driving and it'll say, for a faster route, click this, right? None of that happens on MapQuest. You can hit a roadblock. There's no update coming on the paper that you've already printed that there's an accident up ahead, or there's an alternate route to take, or there's construction happening. None of that happens on MapQuest. And that's kind of how life really is. There are roadblocks, there are setbacks, and these things don't just take off a few minutes. They can add years to accomplishing our long-term goals. But that's what we give ourselves the grace for. This grace is not for laziness. It's for the unexpected roadblocks, the accidents, and the detours you may need to take along the way. So tip number 6, give yourself grace. Now let's recap the 6 tips to getting you on the road to proper time management. Tip number 1, don't change anything and write everything you do down. Tip number 2, change your perspective on time. Tip number 3, get a journal and write down your plans. Tip number 4, prioritize those plans. Tip number 5, evaluate. And tip number 6, give yourself grace. Without proper time management, your time is wasted, and we don't have time to waste. I pray today's conversation was helpful. If so, please hit the thumbs up and leave me a comment down below if you have any questions or need me to elaborate on anything, or if you just want to say, hey girl, hey. Until next time, remember that you are beautiful, you are special, your smile is amazing, and don't let anyone or anything ever make you feel less than who and what God has designed you to be. Annie's crew, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Bye for now.